Good morning.
Good
Good
morning, sir.
morning. So here you can see I just created like copied this and this here. Oh, there's a issue. And paste here and plus one more thing I have did is I can see I have created a low poly low poly version, not exactly low poly, mid poly version of everything. I just combined them and projected all the detail. If I go to high poly, all high, just that. I just dynamic them together and then projected all the detail back. And so by that, what happened? If I go to lowest division, it's quite low poly. It's not perfect geometry, so it's not perfect geometry, but it gives me a decent polygon. That's what we yesterday we talked about. You can convert this into low poly for our portfolio. You can use that. But professionally, when you like create it, you create the way yesterday we were doing with this process. Like manually, we create everything, snapping or high poly like this. If we professionally, we create it like this. But for portfolio, we need like nice, good quality, high detail this thing. So like professionally, it is supposed to be like this only. Nice, clean geometry. Max to max, you can increase the poly count slightly and make it a bit more rounded. That is what we can do. Or maybe I can apply a turbo. That corner edge, this thing is not there. So can clear all auto turbo, moving group, and then one iteration. But this is like decently high poly. Usually create something like this professionally. Like when you do it for studios or for some client for game, we create model like this, perfectly low poly, properly snap with a high poly, like this, and decent looking, clean topology. But for portfolio, like for portfolio piece, you can dynamic and remesh it in ZBrush. And this is like you can see it's a mid poly model. Mid poly model, so you can use this model because this snaps to your high poly anyways very easily because this is something you derive from your high poly only. So it snaps to your high poly perfectly. And so you can use this as well. So I'll be using this so that I can show you quickly. You understood this process, right?
Yes,
Just
sir.
confirm me. You understood? Uh, So like professionally we do it like this, but for as of now I'm going to use this so I can have a very good quality render out of it, and and I can do a move to a UV texture quickly because we have only 2 more weeks left apart from this week. So there might be there might be a possibility I can extend it by a week, but there maybe they maybe no, maybe it's not possible. I don't know. Still, I don't know that. So so let's try to like push things and try to do it within a time frame, and then we'll. So like you can see, I just like simply z-remeshed and made it low poly. This is I'm going to bake. I'm not going to use this mesh. This is something I z-remesh, 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 and this was for low poly anyway, right? This is something I haven't done anything. So now. what I have to do is I have to unwrap them. Unwrap them. So what I'll prefer is I'll unwrap it within ZBrush very quickly, so that uh, I can just simply push it to this thing max and then fix the UV and set everything properly and then do it. So Control W. So for unwrapping, I have to divide like I have to make sure like everything is nicely divided. Control Shift X X. Control, uh, yes, Control W. Separate polygroup. You can select things. Control Shift and green mask. It basically isolates that section. Control Shift X X. Increase this thing. Okay, there is a problem. I just noticed. So check that. What is it? Okay, there's some issue. I will check it before exporting. Yeah, B, B. Okay, there might be a hole that's behaving like this. Seen it. Okay, select this part and then fix. It's not visible. Display, make it double. So you can see all this. What is this thing? If you check this thing erased it somehow. So with that high poly, how, how does it matter? And it will bake anyways properly. Lowest division. Okay, this is my low poly. So what I'll do is I will try to isolate into W, not good, into W. So I have multiple polygroups. So I can split it very easily and UV it. Now I have polygroups, G plug, UV master. Symmetry you can keep it on or switch off, but make sure switch on polygroup so that mesh it will be split based on your polygroup. Unwrap and from the stick it, you can go to UV and more UV. Let's see it's unwrapped. So solo. Now let's go to this. And for this also, I can do the kind of exact same thing. If I want, I can split everything. That will be like much easier and nicer way to do it. That's the tool. It will W. Every alternative one. I just make this separate. It will W. 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 So multiple polygroups, and now it will split very easily. UV polygroup is selected. Unwrap. Done. More. So all are separate, so it's kind of easy. And if even if I want to modify something, I can go to Max and modify it because I have separate polygroups now. Okay. So this part is done. This part is done. Let's do this one. Unwrap. More. Let's see. Nicely unwrapped. Now we have all these pillars. So this is anyways these are like separate parts. So I can just simply unwrap it. More. Simple cylindrical pillars. This one. For this also, I have to like cut things. Otherwise, it won't like it will be difficult to unwrap, and it might create some mess. So Control W, last one. Control W, Control W. Don't worry about those things. Like that is something that's just in Mac. Have multiple polygons. Unwrap. Done. More easy and check. Nice, clean, right? Okay. So now most of the things are unwrapped, and this thing also. This is already have a yeah. See, it already have a UV. Like it's a primitive shape, right? I used a plane, so it's already have a UV. So now what I'll do is I'll export them one by one. Select my first one. And before exporting, make sure Control W and convert this into one single polygroup. Otherwise, it will split the model based on the polygroup. So make sure it's split, and then you have to manually weld everything and clean everything. That will be like a hell lot of like waste of time. So make sure polygroup it again, then export. Then I can create new low. My low poly one. Like this one by one, export. So Control W, mistake, Control W, mistake, override them and paste, code. And these two designs are not required. These two are basically high part of high poly. So now what I'll do, all high, shift F. This is my like entire high poly. So what I can do is, I'll just do this file first. Finally, save this entire file, and now I can merge everything and decimate the model and export it so that I can bake it very easily. merge visible to create a separate model altogether. This one. Click on that one solid single model, destination master, pre-process. So I'm like finishing my ZBrush thing so that I can export everything and start working on low poly and UV and texture and everything. So I'll just quickly create this. Okay. By the time it analyzes, I can import it into my map. Low poly. MTLs are not required, but we will file DNT and delete them. Alright. Yeah, nice. And then select everything. 0, 0, 0. Correct. Perfectly. Please everything. I can say this is like quite a decent dense model. And now there was an error, right? So let's see where was that. It's just different. I think low poly I guess it's fine. High poly there was a this one. This one. Just found it. Polygon. Select everything. Edit poly. Oh, I just clicked my edit patch. Uh, Computing. Okay, computing. I by mistake I clicked edit patch. Edit patch is converted into a patch, so that is like basically increases your vertex point. So it might create problem. So I have to convert it into edit poly. Yeah, this is that. Finally, there's no match. I can like import it again and convert it into polygon. That's way faster. So it's lots of time. Still computing. This is also computing and it's math also. Uh, this math taking a lot of time to open. I don't know why. Still computing. Okay. I can just cancel this. Go back to my actual model, and I can simply estimate them. That will be a much easier process. AR, what happened to math? Let's see if it will. It's not responding. Hmm. So we can decimate them, keep process current one by one, and then I can combine. After decimating, you can combine it. That will be a much easier and easier way to do it. Just complete finally, decimate current. So now this one, process current. Yeah, finally, new import space, and I can just import array. This is what I can try. There's map. You can't import everything at once. You can by merge definitely can do it. Done. Save file. Uh, to save to. This is a save. You can see it is decently polygon. Everything is clean and nice, and there are like few issues will be there. I can see that somewhere here, and this one dot pinch. So I can fix that manually in Mac itself. Estimate current, output complete. Ah, nice. Let's this one. Okay. Then see process current. Computing. Okay, by the time like it computes, I just need to check all this error. Okay, first select everything, edit, poly, and pull outside. So this is polygon. And let's see, finding that one issue found here. So isolate, slide detection is fine. Like this, you can fix this one. Similarly, there's one more section I saw. There's a issue. Right. There's a couple of issues. Let's a little trend. This is something there is a depression. That's why. That's why. And decimal current done. Nice. I just setting to process current. Almost become 50%. It will reduce even further. Because then I can go here and fix my low poly. Like slight deformation is fine. This is like way too much, and this might create some issue while baking. Like instead of recreating the entire thing, this will be the much easier way to fix little bit of mesh deformation and issues. So this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. A little bit of this dent. This thing is fine, but it will break on this surface. There's a dent. There's a like a crease here that can be fixed. Just like one more issue on the yeah. Like make sure whenever you see something like this, there's no like such problem. Clean geometry, no intersection, no all this thing, spikes and all. Too much. So my low poly is also kind of ready. My destination this thing also kind of ready. Estimate current. Yeah, this also decimated. You can see my model, entire model is kind of decimated nicely. Like basic UV is done in ZBrush, but it's not perfect because ZBrush basically unwraps everything and stretch everything. So we have to make sure like there's no stress, everything is clean, nicely placed. There's no wastage of UV space. All those things we have to fix. Almost done. That's the next step. Estimated, and now let's just design. This will work at this pretty fast. Wait, quickly decimated. So same thing for this one. Decimate current. Everything is decimated. Just need to decimate this. So now this entire thing is only 2 million, 2 point something million. So this is something Substance hopefully can handle. Or we can take the normal in Marmoset. That will be very easier and nicer. So let's merge visible. This one only, right? So this is decimated nicely. Just F, 15, yeah. And this is my decimated high poly. Export this, decimated, merged, ZBrush this thing. Name is correct. I can identify this very easily. Because for this we'll be using only one texture map, plus there is no modular piece or nothing. So it's a unique set altogether. And close it. ZBrush work is done. Okay. Now No isolate thing. Attack by left tab. And let's apply anything. Only one material. Right. Okay, for a minute. So I just take it in quickly. So load the present, that is present, and put the present. And for this week, I have created like a submission for folder already. You can submit, and I'm uploading all the recordings here. And plus, I send you a mail. So in that, I am because there's no space in Google Drive, so I'm just uploading everything there. So you can either you can each and every class you can access from here, or you can just simply go to the playlist and check all the videos. So both ways it works. You can do that. So it's keeping here. Okay. And we have 2 minutes. So now I've combined everything nicely. Let's go to UV now. UVW, UV editor. So everything is like combined like this. So there are like two, three ways. And now what I can do, this base is quite huge. So what I can do is I can instead of using one solid UV for this thing, for a base I can use a separate UV, and for rest of the thing I can use separate UV because base is quite detailed. Or I can just simply select everything and rescale and padding and align. Padding is 0 to is way too much, and this is wasting a lot of space. Pack it nicely. Yeah, this is much better. Much better. Rotation is off, so I'll switch on my rotation so that it rotates and fits everything as much as closely as possible. Okay. So this is the maximum thing it can do my automatically. So what I'll do now, I have to rotate these things by myself, like this one. Rotation. As we all know, if we rotate, will make everything straight. Like UV packing becomes way easier and it looks really nice. As straight as possible. Rotating everything in same direction so that it can fit everything nicely and really quickly. Now select everything, pack it once again. See, it's nicely packed now.